Ever pondered on the art of truly listening to God? If so, Charles Stanley's book, How to Listen to God, might just be the guide you need. This enlightening work, penned by the esteemed pastor, delves into the profound art of divine communication. The book's significance lies in its premise, learning how to listen to God, a skill that holds the potential to transform lives. So are you ready? Dive with us into this enlightening journey to understand how we can better connect with God. Charles Stanley, in his book, lays out a roadmap for spiritual seekers aiming to tune their ears to the divine. The central premise of How to Listen to God is understanding how God communicates with us. Stanley delves deep into this, exploring how we can be more open and receptive to his messages. The key, according to Stanley, lies in the acts of prayer and meditation. These spiritual practices, he suggests, are the channels through which we can connect with the divine. They enable us to quiet our minds, open our hearts, and truly listen. Stanley also touches on the role of faith in this process, emphasizing its significance in cultivating a deeper understanding and connection with God. Yet Stanley is quick to remind us that this process isn't uniform for everyone. Each person's journey is unique, shaped by their own experiences and beliefs. Stanley emphasizes that listening to God is not a one-size-fits-all experience, but rather a personal journey. Stanley illuminates his points with a multitude of examples and real-life experiences. One of Stanley's fundamental teachings in the book is understanding God's will. He suggests that God's will is not a mysterious, enigmatic concept hidden away from us. Instead, it's something that can be discerned through prayer, meditation, and reading the scriptures. For instance, he shares a story of a woman who felt a strong urge to visit a friend in the hospital. Upon her visit, she discovered that her friend had been praying for company. This experience, Stanley explains, is an example of how God's will can manifest in our day-to-day lives. Recognizing God's voice is another key point Stanley touches on. He emphasizes that God communicates with us in various ways, through the Bible, through other people, and even through circumstances. He gives an example of a man who felt a strong conviction to change his career path. Despite the financial uncertainty, the man felt a peace in his decision that Stanley believes was a clear indication of God's voice. Lastly, Stanley delves into the role of the Holy Spirit in listening to God. He posits that the Holy Spirit acts as a divine interpreter, helping us to understand God's messages. He illustrates this by recounting a time when he felt an inexplicable sense of unease about a seemingly good opportunity. After praying for clarity, he felt the Holy Spirit nudging him to decline the opportunity. In retrospect, it turned out to be the right decision. Stanley's examples and experiences serve to demystify the process of listening to God. They provide practical, relatable instances of how God's will, voice, and the guidance of the Holy Spirit can be perceived in our lives. He encourages us to stay open, receptive, and patient, for God communicates in His own time and way. Through these examples, Stanley makes the concept of listening to God more tangible and accessible. The essence of How to Listen to God lies in its profound yet practical takeaways. The book serves as a compass guiding us towards a deeper connection with the divine. The main insights from this enlightening read circle around the importance of quieting our minds to be able to truly listen. Just as one might hush a noisy room to hear a soft melody, so too must we pacify our inner turmoil to hear the subtle whispers of God. Stanley also emphasizes the virtue of patience. We live in an age of instant gratification, where waiting is often seen as a waste. But to listen to God, we must be willing to wait, to linger in the quiet, and let the divine voice find us in its own time. Additionally, the book reminds us that God communicates in various ways. We may expect grand gestures or booming voices, but often God's messages are woven into the simple moments of everyday life. A sunset, a kind word, an unexpected helping hand. The book's main message is not about achieving a one-time spiritual epiphany, but about fostering a continuous connection with God. It's about making room in our busy schedules and chaotic minds for quiet contemplation and spiritual connection. As Stanley beautifully encapsulates, listening to God is not an event, but a lifelong journey of spiritual growth and understanding. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe.